So in today's session, we are going to start with the data element versus domain under the ABAP question answer series. Okay, so let's understand what's the difference between data element and domain. So can you tell me what's the difference between domain and data element? One or two differences from each of you. Just try to tell one or two differences. Okay, fine. So here the domain, you can see domain is used for the technical description, right? Domain, at the domain level you can define the value table, right? Here if you see at the data element level, data element is used for the semantic meaning or semantic description. Then the no value table at the data element level, right? Another thing, at the data element level you have the search help over there. If you just go and check the data element, there you will be having the search help, parameter, right? Under the same tab, search help and parameter will be there, right? Here no search help, no parameter on the domain level, right? On the domain level you have the conversion exit concept also, that alpha input exit, alpha output exit, right? You have that concept which is converting the data from SAP external format to internal format, right? For example, if you are going to convert your material from when we enter the material without zero, automatically it converts into and prefix with the zero, that is with the help of conversion exit, and that will be there at the domain level, right? So that's the conversion exit. Here at the data element level we don't have any conversion exit concept. Okay, so if suppose if you have defined any field of type data element, so it will take the conversion exit from the domain. Okay, so there is no direct concept of the conversion exit for the data element. Okay, now here one data element can use one domain at a time, right? Under one data element one domain can be used, but one domain can be used in multiple data element, right? One domain can be used in multiple data elements. So if you remember, the structure is like this. This is the domain, and then one this one domain can be used in the multiple data element, right? One domain can be used in the multiple data elements. So this is the different data element we have, the different data element we can have. So just I'm trying to write it over here. Data element 1 we can use it, and here we can have the data element 2, and here we can have the data element 3. Okay, and one data element can be used in multiple table. Okay, one data element domain. So here one difference also you can write, domain cannot be used directly at the table, means for the field declaration or something like in the program. Also if you declare any data object, right, if you declare any variable, you give the reference of data element, you cannot give the reference of domain directly, right? So that can be one more difference. So one domain can be used in multiple data elements, and one data element can be used in multiple tables. Okay, in multiple tables can be used. So this is one very important difference. So at least two differences, just you remember, the semantic meaning and the technical description, and one domain can be used in the multiple data element, and one data element can be used in the multiple table. Okay, just remember this one, table 1, table 2. So some of the differences, if we're going to remember some 2 or 3 differences, your interviewer is going to be impressed, right? And another very good difference, that the value table is there, right, at the domain level. Fixed value, right, value table and a fixed value. Using the fixed value you can restrict the value on the domain level, right? But there is no such restriction at the data element level, if you remember. Okay, so you can just go and check, you can display the data element, one data element and domain, and you can see the differences between these. Okay, so good, so this part we understood. Now Tell me what is the difference between include structure and append structure. What's the difference between include structure and append structure? This is the question. Try to write this answer. Okay. Try to give at least one or two answer. So very good. For the previous questions answer you have given correctly. Very nice. Good effort. Now just tell me what is the difference between include structure and append structure. This is also VVI question. What is the difference between include structure and append structure? Okay. So here we have written the differences already over here. You can see that. So difference between the include structure and append structure is that include structure can be included anywhere in the table. Okay, include structure can be included anywhere in the table, but the append structure will be used. Append structure will be appended only at last. Very good. Okay, very nice. Very good. Very good. Very good. Your answer is perfect, Neha. Others, fine. So here it can be included anywhere in the table and it will be appended only at the last. The second is you cannot use this include structure in a standard table. Include structure cannot be used in the standard table. Okay. Then the append structure. This is a mechanism to enhance the SAP standard tables. So if you want to enhance the SAP standard table, you must have to use the append structure. Right? Right. So one with the help of include structure that is not possible. Okay, whatever you are going to create the include structure with that, it is not possible. However, okay, with the help of customizing include, there is a concept of customizing include. So if already in some table CI, if already this customizing include will be given by SAP. In this customizing include, you can give your custom value. You can give your custom value inside this customizing include. This is given by the SAP. Okay, so CI underscore, it will be starting with the CI underscore. That is possible. However, with the help of customizing include, a standard table can be, enhanced. A standard table can be enhanced. Okay, with the help of customizing include. Otherwise, if you want to do, you must have to use your append structure. This customizing include will be given by the SAP. Okay, this customizing include is given by SAP. Okay, so you can do, but your custom include, like the include, if we're going to include is nothing but what? Include structure is nothing but a structure which when you are going to start with Z days, something like Z or Y, correct? Z or Y. So that structure is not possible, but if some structure already there with the name CI underscore, you can go and do that one. You can just double click and you can just go and just to try to do yourself. Try to find some custom include in some standard table. Maybe you can check in the Mara table if some custom include is there. Okay, so let me check in the Mara table if we have some custom include so that I can show you. Go to the Mara table and search out of the CI underscore. Here you can see there is no CI underscore. That means there is no custom include. Let me check out some table where we can get some BBRK, is it? So it will start with CI underscore. Okay. So what I will do that, go to this data type and I will start searching with CI underscore some structure, right? And we'll see that if some structure is there or not. So you can see that CI, there are so many. This is one very famous one. Okay, just go and see, and in which structure. So this is given by actually SAP. You can see that many people Z means the people like us has done this changes over here. You will be able to change this one. It will not ask for any key. Okay, you can see that it will not ask for any key, and wherever this has been used, you can see that you can change. So this this is actually include whatever starting with the CI. This is a include, and you can look into in which table it has been used. Okay, you can see there's so many table, right? So maybe you can go to the EBKN. So this is the standard table, and in this standard table just for the CI, right? CI underscore, and you will be able to see. Okay, you can see CI underscore COBL. So this is the standard include given by SAP. Here you can do. So the meaning, what I mean to say over here is that with the help of custom include that is possible, uh, customizing include, this is known as the customizing include, that enhancement is possible. Okay, one more difference is you can write that include a structure can be used in many table. Include structures can be used in many tables, okay, whereas the append structure, this can't be used, right, in more than one table. This is also one important differences, so you can just note it down. Okay, so remember at least two differences. Okay, hope it's clear now. Come over here, and what's the difference between table and a structure? Very important from interview point of view. Very important. What is the difference between table and a structure? Okay, so just tell me one or two differences fast. Okay, just tell me one or two differences quickly over here. Fine. Okay, good. So that is good. That is perfect. Very good. Very good. Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So here, very good. Let's summarize that one. Correct. So table contains the physical data, right? Table contains the physical data. On the other hand, a structure will not contain any physical data. Good. So this is the first difference which have, right? This is the first difference we have. The second difference, it do have the technical setting. Why table is required to have the technical settings, right? It's technical settings in terms of what? It is having the buffering, size category, data class, and delivery class, right? So delivery class will not come under the technical setting. Fine. So you do have the technical settings, and another, like it is having the delivery and maintenance. Here you have no, right? Here we have written, so it's fine. It do have the technical settings, but the structure is not required to have the technical settings. Why? Can any one of you tell me why it is not required to have the technical settings? Right? You can just ping over here. Why it is not required to have the technical settings? The reason behind this, because a structure does not contain any data. So why it is required size category, why it requires the data class, why it requires the buffering? If data is not here in the structure, why it requires all this nonsense things, right? It is not required because it does not contain any data. On the other hand, over here, on the table it is required. Correct. One of you told that table is having the primary key. Very good. Table is having the primary key. In a structure it is not required. A structure not mandatory. not required, even not required we can tell, right? Table is having the primary key. It's a mandatory. In table, primary key to have is mandatory. It's a very good difference. Very good difference. Okay. Delivery and maintenance is required for the transport management purpose. We have to specify the delivery class in the table, right? We have seen delivery class we have to specify, correct? Under the delivery maintenance, ACL, these are the different delivery classes. Here no delivery and maintenance is required because it does not have the data. So everything is depend on this data actually. So the main difference is this one. Okay, and this can be also one of the main differences. You can just so 1 2 here, that 3. Okay, so if you tell the differences like this, your interviewer will be happy, you know. He's going to be happy. Certainly he's going to be happy. Okay, he was just expecting some 1 or 2 differences, and if you're going to tell the 5 differences, certainly he's going to be happy. Now, what is the data class and what are the different data classes? This is again important question. Sometimes in interview they ask. So everything is for the purpose of improvement of the performance, right? Here in our home, what we do? In home, kitchen is kitchen related things in the kitchen, right? The pen we put in a pen basket, right? uh, means categorization is very important for the purpose of easy maintenance, right? And if you are able to find something easily, right? Suppose key, you are putting your key, everyday use key you are putting in a key box, you will simply go and find out from the key box your key quickly. So similarly over here, if you categorize your data perfectly, in the correct way, then the performance of the system is going to be improved. Okay, performance of the system is going to be improved. So what kind of data you are going to put into the table? If you are going to perfectly characterized, perfectly identify, perfectly, if you are going to choose perfectly, it's going to improve the performance. So here you have APPL0 for the master data, right? Master data is nothing but rarely modified. So these are the different data classes. APPL0, okay, APPL1, APPL0 for the master data, APPL1 for the transaction data, right? APPL2 is for the organizational data or customizing data, and APPL3 is for the user data. Okay, so I think USAR1, it's not APPL3, it's the USR1. Let me just verify it. Go to the technical settings, and here press F4, and user data, here it's not there. In this system it is not there, but USR1 is there. It all depends, the version to version seems to be. Here it's there. Custom data, customer data class, right? USCR, USCR1. There are so many. You can see that, but at least we are supposed to tell 4 or 5, two or 3. APPL0, APPL1, APPL2, L2. At least 3 we can tell. Okay, USR, USR1, different data classes are there. Okay, so this is about the data class. Now, what is size category? Okay, what is size category? Okay, so see why this size category is important. The reason behind that, you have to, let us suppose you have to store a small amount of object, right? You have some you have to store some stuff like some 2 bags or 5 bags, like that you have to store. So for that purpose, why you require the big room, right? You can have a storeroom, very small storeroom you can have, and there you can utilize, you can put your things over there. So the size category exactly plays that role. What whatever is your requirement, uh, as per your requirement you can choose your size category. However, one thing we have to remember, that suppose you have chosen the small size category, right? Suppose 0 to 1000, right? There we have option, no, the 0 to 1000. If you just go and check here the size category, and if you press F4, suppose you have chosen this option 0 to 420. So if more than 0 to 420 record will come, then also you don't have to bother, system will automatically take. But if you are sure that the number of records is going to be more than 0 to 420, choose those number of records particular data, that size category, so it will be good from the performance point of view. However, it will not create any problem, but from performance point of view there will be some problem. Again, it has to allocate the another chunk of memory which will store the 0 to 420 records, right? So in the 420, 420, 420, the separate room will be there. So why to have the multiple room if you know that same kind of data you have to store at one place? So you can create a multiple, a big room, so the multiple wall is not going to consume your resources, right? A wall will take the means you will be having administrative cost, right? You will be having the maintenance cost, correct? So choose the correct data category, and you can see these are the different data category, right? We are having the different data category over here. So from 0 to 8 we have the data category. Remember some of the data category. Okay, so here I'm just pasting it out, and these are the different data category. So 0 to 420, 1 420 to 1700, 2 1700 to 6900, 3 to 6900 to 27,000. So like that it's going to 17 lakhs, 8,80,000 to 17 lakhs you have till there to have. Okay, so sometimes they will ask. However, this such kind of question we don't expect that will come, but sometimes they will ask what are what are the different size category. So at least you remember from 0 to 8 we have the size category, and it's easy to remember 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? If this part also if you don't remember, there is no problem. If you can tell that from 0 to 8 it is there, that's it, that should be fine. Okay, delivery class. What is this delivery class? Again, the delivery class, where delivery class comes into the picture, right? So suppose you have to transport your parcel, right? So parcel, suppose you have to transport a single parcel. So for transporting a single parcel, what you will do, you can use some courier, right? You can use some courier. So, and when courier people will be having lot of parcels, they will put all those together in a train or somewhere in a truck, right? So here also, like suppose you have to put suppose you have to send your luggage from one place to another place, and if you have a small amount of luggage, you are going to take the small vehicle, right? You are going to take the small vehicle. But if you have large amount of large amount of luggage to shift from one place to another place, you have require one truck. Okay, so based upon the object, right, based upon the things what you have, right, suppose you have the glass related material, so you will handle with care, right? You have to put together in a very good way, and then you have to send from one place to another place, right? So similarly here, this delivery class is nothing but it's going to determine how you are going to deliver from one system to another system. Here also you have to transport your content, your data. Suppose you are going to maintain one data into a development system, you would like to send that data from one system to another system. So to send those data from one system to another system, you must have to categorize your what kind of class, how your delivery should be there. So for that purpose, delivery class is required. Okay, so delivery class A you have to choose when you have the master and transaction data. Okay, delivery class A. So when you have choose the master or transaction data, delivery class as A, and when you click on the save button in while maintaining the data, it will ask for a workbench request. Okay, it will ask for a workbench request. If you have chosen over here C, so what is the TR? TR is nothing but, it's like a truck. In that truck you are putting your data and you are sending. So what kind of truck it is required? A workbench truck you will require, or a customizing truck you will require? Here that truck is known as here the transport request. So workbench transport request, workbench TR, and customizing tier. Okay, so if you have chosen the A class A, then it will ask for the workbench tier. Okay, when you will save the data under the SM30, if you have chosen the option of the standard recording routine. Okay, fine. If you have chosen the option standard recording routine, then it will ask for the workbench tier. If you have chosen this first one, A. The customizing tier, C. If you have chosen C, it will ask for the customizing tier. So just remember some, at least A or C. If you can remember 2, 3, 4, that will be good. So A, C, L. L is for the table of storing temporary data, right? Generally we don't use this one. A and C is the most frequently used. Okay. G, customizing table protected against this L, G, E, S, W. This has been used by the SAP. We don't use. I've never used. Okay, so A and C is the important. So remember some of this: A, C, L, G, E, S, W. If you can remember all. Okay, at least A and C we can remember. Fine. So table part we have completed, and tomorrow we will start with the view part. So whatever we have discussed, and just remember this. Tomorrow I will ask the question, and then we will discuss from the slide number 30 onwards. Fine. So if you have any question over here, just